Alright, this is the intro video for the 1958 Berkeley microcar project that we're starting. This is a full build of a 1958 Berkeley. This is not an original Berkeley, I'll go ahead and say this. We're not going to cut up an original Berkeley, they're too rare and hard to find. We were fortunate enough to get a hold of an original 1958 Berkeley and pull molds off of it. So for the Berkeley enthusiasts out there who have an original Berkeley and are interested in getting a replacement piece, we have every panel, interior and exterior, molded so we can supply those. We also have aftermarket hoods and other aftermarket components for the Berkeleys that we have created. That saying, I don't want any emails about how dare you cut up an original Berkeley. I know how rare they are. The other thing that I would like to hit on is an email about my YouTube channel name. How dare you call yourself the king of microcars or microcar king? I know I'm not the king of microcars. This is my first microcar build. I use that name because it's easy to remember and I want people to be able to come back to the channel. So we can go ahead and get rid of that one. The other one I already covered, which was why are you cutting up an original Berkeley? Not doing that. So this build is a full tube chassis. We're using Mazda Miata suspension components, brakes, hubs, and rear CV axles. It is a chain drive with no differential, so it will be a fully locked rear end. We're using a 2009 Honda CBR600RR motor that came out of a donor motorcycle. And then we're using various components from BMI Kart Supply, sandparts.com, speedparts.com. We had a lot of components donated to us from Street Machine Cycles in Pinellas Park, Florida. The interior will be done by me at the company I work for, Hot Rod Interiors by Jesse in Pinellas Park, Florida. And this is just a really cool project that I had the opportunity to do. I met a gentleman named Bill, who is the one who has the body molds. And I've always wanted to build a microcar. About 6 years ago, I saw an original Mini Cooper and a Fiat 500 and a Fiat 600 Multipla minivan, and just fell in love with the whole concept of microcars. America loves microcars. The world loves microcars. Mike Corbin of Corbin's Seats was passionate about microcars. The cars that you saw that were in the Austin Power movies were designed by him back in the 80s. He's developed several of them over the years. I mean, microcars are regaining popularity. The new Fiat 500, the Smart Car, the Scion IQ. It's something that is coming back around. So I thought it was the perfect time to do this project. It's going to be a very, very custom build, inboard F1 style suspension, full tubular chassis, single seat, sequential gearbox. It's going to be a lot of really cool trick stuff. It's going to be a 7-inch wide body kit, so it'll widen the wheelbase from 48 inches to 55 inches. And it's just going to be a really, really cool build that we're going to document. It'll probably be a couple videos before we actually show the Berkeley body and the chassis, because the body's actually being molded right now, which we'll probably show you in a couple videos, is us pulling the body out of the molds. But I just wanted to make this little intro video to introduce everybody to this YouTube channel and basically give them an understanding of what they're going to be seeing. I'm going to try and go into a lot of detail during these videos about the math, about the science, the parts used, because there's a lot of people that are out there building Gixxer buggies, that are building microcars, motorcycle-powered cars, but nobody is going into great detail about where they're getting the parts, what they're using, the math required to make it safe. The other thing is this will be a 100% street legal vehicle here in the state of Florida, so we will be able to drive it on the roads. But I want to go into a lot of detail so everyone else out there who's wanting to build their own car from scratch, building a microcar, any type of motorcycle powered vehicle, let them know where we're getting our parts from so it makes your build easier. This is about the fun of building something like this and the engineering challenges that come along with building your own vehicle from scratch. And I want to document this to try and make it easier on someone out there who is trying to figure it out on their own. And I welcome any advice or opinions from anyone who's done this before and thinks I'm going about it in a more complicated way than necessary. But there are certain things that I'm choosing to do in mine that you may not go along with for the simple fact of, it's my car, I want to do it this way because it suits me as a driver and as a builder. But if I'm doing something that you think could be done simpler, I welcome your opinion. Thanks.